motherfucker on the beat.
Another day alive, another day free. Why would I wake up trying to be somebody other than me? Knowledge, wisdom, understanding. Man, woman, and children. Sun, moon, and stars. Everything exists has to coexist within. Like I said, another day alive, another day free. Why would I wake up trying to be somebody other than me? Salute to everybody in the building. Peace. It's your boy himself, Big Dice, Magnificent Mecca Dunbar, City Bama. We got Mr. 300 in the building. Let's go from the Tilden cast that we had up here. Shout out to Fast Cash Class. Matter of fact, I was just talking to Jonathan the other day. Ironically, Jonathan works with King Crego, y'all. I'm talking to my man, King Crego. Guess who pulls up? He was on the live. Jonathan. I see somebody behind going like this. I'm like, yo, who the fuck is this putting their middle finger up to me and shit? But I wasn't on the motherfucking I wasn't on my computer, so I couldn't really see his face. Y'all know I'm blind. But facts of life, yo. Shout out to the whole Let's Go. Shout out to Tilden. Y'all did it. Y'all did it. Y'all already know what's going on, man. Shout out to everybody. You heard what I'm saying? Everybody that pulled up. And I'm waiting for that part 2, 300. I'm definitely waiting for that part 2. But we're going to do it the right way. How y'all feeling tonight, man? How y'all feeling tonight, man? Tell me something good, man. I got a great one to talk about tonight, man. I was looking for my lighter and pulled out my damn wax pen. I got a great conversation. I got a great conversation that was stirred up from earlier. Shout out to my man, my barber, my compadre, Manny Fresh, your fresh cut. You dig what I'm saying? Shout out to my man, the great Tim Gill. We had a great debate this morning in the breakfast show at the barbershop because we usually there early in the morning. But we was talking about this situation right here that I put in the thumbnail. And I think it's up for debate. Rest in peace to the young man that was killed. Do I think the son did the right thing? Of course, ain't no man alive gonna let nobody put their hands on their mother. No man alive is gonna do that I know of, you know what I'm saying? But the whole scenario in totality, sincerely, y'all, I was thinking about this. It just seems like who's right, who's wrong. Yes, a woman was viciously attacked by a man that we don't even know if he had a documented, what I mean by documented is a history of being situations where things have happened or abnormalities in his life where he can be deemed as crazy or needing some type of medication, because I am not, and I'm saying this right now because this is a very controversial topic. I am not advocating what he did was right. No, I'm not saying that. But on the other side of the coin, he is also killed. He's also dead. We have to think about it to the fact where, yes, they did drop the charges of murder. Some say yay, some say nay. But we had a conversation today. Well, what about the charge of neglect? Leaving a firearm open. First of all, once you purchase a firearm, it's a piece of paper that you have to sign stipulating that, you know, if anything happens with this firearm that you purchased to your name with that serial number, you are totally responsible for it. No ifs, ands, or buts. There are now things going across the state that we all know about where parents are now being charged with the shootings that their children have done. Look at the little boy, 6 years old. California, came to school with a gun. Parents charged for it. Little boy in Virginia. Parents charged for it because of the negligence, they say, of licensed firearm owners and unlicensed. Think about this. They have lock boxes. They have safes. They have trigger guards. These are all precautions you can take if you're in a home and you share a home, or even someone is visiting pertaining to children. You got nieces, nephew, children, cousins, family members, friends, anything can happen. You could have two adults upset, enraged off of alcohol, and run for a gun. This whole scenario, to me, is a topic that should be discussed for two reasons. First reason is awareness of danger. The second reason is knowing the actual roles that we are supposed to behold as human beings, meaning men and women. Not meaning men are higher than women, not meaning women are higher than men, or vice versa. Nothing like that. But I'm talking about our particular roles as human beings. As human beings. You know, men, women. They say that men is what? The provider, the sole. Sometimes back in the days, it was supposed to be the sole provider and such and so forth. The women were supposed to be there for the support, the nourishment, and the raising. This picture right here, y'all, that I put up. I want y'all to take a look at this picture right here that I put up. The reason why I want you to look at this picture is because of the proximity of the closeness between them. I want you to look at the gentleman behind him in the black jacket, how he's standing there to all. Look at the mannerism of both the man that's deceased and the young lady that was attacked. Look at the mannerisms. Look at how they stand it. Look at the facial expressions to the best that you could grasp from this picture. We all from the hood. We all seen situations. The situations erupted left and right. But this right here, this situation right here, I want to know if this situation could have been avoided. Obviously, we know it was handled wrong on the man's behalf because of his aggression. Because of his aggression. I'll pull up the video in a little while. Then we have some people that say because of the woman's aggression and her response, she was wrong. But she's supposed to be able to speak up for herself, right or wrong. She's supposed to be able to stand her ground. But then we have to go back to what we call the roles of men and women. Harry Wynn, salute. I see you in the building. We got to go back to the roles of what we consider as men and women. Like, for example, think about that scenario right there. Think of somebody like Angela Bassett. Could you see her in a restaurant going toe-to-toe with a man? Think of somebody like Cicely Tyson. Think about someone like Patti LaBelle, Eartha Kitt, Yolanda Abrams. Could you see any of them characteristics in women standing up with a man saying what they're going to do or what they're not going to do? But then I want you to put the characteristics of another woman. Put the characteristics of a woman like Cardi B. Shout out to Scarlett. The characteristics of a woman like Scarlett. Remember back in the days, MC Lyte, when they gave her that demeanor of the tough butch and set it off? We understand them type of demeanors, but I'm talking about the whole description and a totality of a woman. Just because you have a vagina, ladies, and you can create life and give birth does not mean you're a woman. Just because men, like y'all are quick to say, just because we have a penis and we can make a child, that does not make us men and fathers. I'm starting to see like a seesaw that's leaning towards a biased outcome, especially pertaining to this situation right here, because I'm going to keep it funky with y'all. I was in the barbershop this morning talking to two good friends of mine, my barber. Shout out to my man, Tim Gill. And I thought about something. We were not all raised the same way. We were not all raised with the best descriptions of parents, meaning some of us had, all of us have mothers, but how many of us really had mothers? This drink's for y'all, y'all. I'm doing that Brooklyn drink tonight, y'all. That's that Brooklyn drink. That's that Hypnotic, that Pink Kinky, that Hennessy, and to top it off with that pineapple. That's that Brooklyn drink. That whole scenario, I need to know who's right, who's wrong. My thing is, back in the days, it was unladylike for women to be in a juke joint. Remember that? Excuse me. Remember that? Excuse me. Remember the movie The Color Purple? My man Harry Wynn said that's a fact. Remember the movie The Color Purple? because I don't want to be biased about this. I want people to pay attention. Let's get back to this content over here. Remember the movie The Color Purple? Who did they characterize? Who did they describe Suge Avery as? Let's think now. Because remember, women wasn't supposed to be in the juke joints. And Suge Avery, she was what? The queen of the motherfucking juke joints. She was a woman. Obviously, she had a vagina on her. Danny Glover was in love with her. But was that a woman as far as etiquette, mannerisms, morals, decor, character? Just like some men. Like I said, just because you have a penis or just because you can impregnate a woman, that don't make you no man. There's some men that will not speak up for themselves. In no situation in the world. They won't speak up for themselves at work, when they're disrespected by an employer or a fellow coworker. They won't speak up for themselves if they're in a grocery store and somebody skips them on a line. Oh, it's all right. You go ahead. You're right. I wasn't there. Go ahead. Don't even worry about it. And then there's some men and women. But I'm talking about the men right now. There are some men that their whole existence, their whole reason for living is because of a woman. If she say don't do that, he ain't gonna do that. If she say go do that, he gonna go do that. Old time saying, they say you will lose a lot of money chasing women. The reverse to that is you won't lose one woman chasing the bread. And the reason why they say that is don't nobody want to be around just anybody. Am I right? Am I wrong? It's not about money. It's not about finance. But when it comes to women, they want to at least know every now and then we can take you out on a date, like my grandfather said, but they want to at least know you could buy them a soda pop, ice cream sandwich. That's how they used to talk back in the days. Do you understand that nowadays, the things that will intrigue some women's hearts are things that are designer, Louis Vuitton bags, Prada bags, Dolce & Gabbana. Our mothers and our grandmothers and our great-grandmothers, they were overwhelmed with joy for simple things such as an ice cream cone. They were overwhelmed with joy when their man would make it their business on the way home to carry their books. Because my grandparents and them was coming up, they wasn't allowed to ride with white kids. They was told to walk. So it was an honor back in the days for a woman just to let a man carry her bags, her books. It was a privilege for a woman to let a man carry her books and even to be in her presence. So just to go somewhere like a ice cream parlor, that's not a club. Back in the days, the ice cream parlor, that was just like the club. That was the social gathering for the kids after school. Everybody's seen Happy Days. Everybody know about Arnold's. See, before all the wild clubs and stuff like that, it was burger joints. Y'all remember that? It was burger joints. Arthur Fonzarelli, all he had to do was go put in a quarter or bang the machine and good music would play. What happened to these descriptions of men and women? What happened? Let's get into this video right quick and let y'all think about it. Let's go.
love me, yeah.
Streets ain't never loved me since my brother died. My mother cried, tears in my eyes bleed red. Ain't no love inside. Streets left me dolly, my phone they left it holy. Dawn was in that passenger side when they tried to phone me.
Yeah, you know the streets ain't never love us.
Yeah. GD. I've been shot, I was left with a zipper on my stomach, nigga. You know these streets ain't never loved me.
I've been stabbed, I've been left with a zipper on my stomach, nigga. You know the streets ain't never loved me.
I've been locked, I got charged for some shit I didn't do, nigga. You know these streets ain't never loved me.
Caught a case, went upstate, fuck the Jakes, nigga. Yeah, you know these streets ain't never loved me.
Laying up in the hospital bed in ICU. Hit that button like every 3 hours to get those blues, yeah. Laying in the test of pain, I know shit won't be the same. Sipping my stomach, shit don't stop a thing, I'm still a man, yeah. But who gon' be there when you doing time? Can't get no money, so they dropping down, these niggas bitter. And I hope they get the picture. I'm only getting bigger. The top cat out my litter, yeah. Tell you they love you, but they hate you on the low. They hold you back, how they expect for you to grow. I got locked up, ain't said me nothing, but I'm your nigga. My body numb, I got no feelings for you niggas. I'm from what niggas will shoot you right here in these hallways. If you got trust in that loyalty goes a long way. These size 11s, these pussies can't walk a mile in. They hit my cousin with life and he's still smiling. I've been shot, I was left with a zipper on my stomach, nigga. You know these streets ain't never loved me.
I've been stabbed, I've been left with a zipper on my stomach, nigga. You know the streets ain't never loved me.
I've been locked, I got charged for some shit I didn't do, nigga. You know these streets ain't never loved me.
Caught a case, went upstate, fuck the Jakes, nigga. Yeah, you know these streets ain't never loved me. Streets ain't never loved me since my brother died. My mother cried, tears in my eyes bleed red. Ain't no love inside. Streets left me dolly, my foreign they left it holy. Dawn was in that passenger seat when they tried to fold me. Remind me of my gun, that was real shit, this real spit. Rocks I was selling was smacking them, call it Will Smith. I ain't never told and never folded under pressure. Yeah, them Neek was in that ambulance with me, he was on that stretcher. Niggas tried to take my life, I couldn't tell you who. Many men might not make it, I'm here to tell the truth. Me and Job, that's my brother, you know we moving tight. Brown boys fuck with the family and I'ma get them that. This my testimony, solid, all the rest is phony. Merrick niggas come at the fam and send your best opponent. I was stabbed, I was left with a zipper on my stomach, nigga. I know the streets ain't never loved me. He was shot, he was left with a zipper on his stomach, nigga. You know the streets ain't never loved us. Gang, Merrick shit, Tower music, nigga.
Shout out to everybody, man. My man Harry wins. Compton, we keeping it introducing you. What's up, baby? My man Harry said, it's definitely Duke's fault. This is how much anger we have towards each other. If that woman was white, the outcome would have been different. Trust me, family, you're 100% right. You're 100% right. But you heard what you just said, something that you said that I agree with totally. This is how much anger. I won't say we have this towards each other, even though it comes out as the anger. It's just like, for instance, if me and you, Harry, one day never met each other and we're in the street. You know, I look at you the wrong way, you look at me the wrong way. And I say something to you or you say something to me. You say something to me, oh, excuse me, bro, like you know me from somewhere. It all goes from my response. Fuck you mean where I know you from, pussy? Act like I know you. Or, no, brother, forgive me. Pardon me, I was thinking about something totally different. And if it looks like that I was staring at you, forgive me. My mind was just wandering. I was deep in thought. See how it's topsy-turvy on each side? The point I'm trying to get to is a lot of people are suffering from mental illness and a lot of things that they have held inside, which I talk about repeatedly, from children that they still are dealing with today as adults that they never dealt with as children. They never resolved. They never had nobody to sit up and help them through as children. There's certain things that we went through as children that all of our parents may have felt as though when we complained about it or spoke up about it, we was just being children. Remember the time the parents would be like, oh man, toughen up, man. Stop crying so much. Man, you always complain. See, certain things like that, even though sometimes some children are just reaching out for attention, sometimes some of them children are actually reaching out because they're going through things. And when it seems like it's ignored, or just pushed to the side or brushed under the rug, this is where the resentments build up. Just walk with me for a minute. The resentment is built up. You're upset with your mother, your father, say your grandmother, your grandfather, anybody that you're talking to about something that's messing with you and your immediate family. And if they ignore it, what's the next step? Sometimes kids do. They reach out to someone that's close to the family, the aunt, the uncle, the friend. FTC, I see you in the building. What usually do the parents or the friends or the uncles do? They call the parents. Walk with me for a minute. They call the parents and they say, hey, my niece or my nephew or my godson or my godchild or my little cousin or whatever it should be has expressed to me some things that's going on. Because of how we was raised, it has to be something dire for us to call child services. You know, that's a no-no in the community. Oh, they call them kid, they call them BCW. You know, we don't do that, even though certain times we were supposed to. We call the parents back and say, why did my nephew or why is my niece saying this? So then when the child goes back home, what do the parents do? What do we do? Keep our business in this house. If I hear about you talking about what's going on in this house again, I'm going to bust your ass. Am I lying? Am I lying? Shit, I remember times my mother told me, we going to somebody's house. Maybe I'm the only one that went through this. If y'all went through this, let me see the dice cubes. We getting ready to go to somebody's house. It could be my cousins, my aunts or something. If you go over there and you start talking about you want something to eat, I'm going to beat your goddamn ass. Am I the only one that went through that? I'm the only one? You go into that family member house, they over there cooking turkey wings, fried chicken, macaroni and cheese, chocolate cake. Your mother tell you go in the goddamn kitchen and boil some fucking franks. I'm the only one that went through that? Oh, FTC said facts. My man Harry said, true story. I thought I was the only one who went through that, y'all. Pardon me. I thought I was the only one who went through that. You better take your ass in there and take a couple of them goddamn franks out that goddamn deep freezer. You got peanut butter and jelly, don't you? Make a goddamn cheese sandwich. Grill you 2 goddamn cheese sandwich. You better grill you some goddamn cheese. If you ask for something, I'm going to kill you. Am I lying? I ain't give a fuck about none of that shit, y'all. I used to do funny shit. I used to go in my aunt's room and write little notes. My big ass was so goddamn hungry, I go write a little note. Auntie, I want some chicken, but mommy gonna beat me. Make me eat it. I used to go to my aunt's house and tell her to make me, I used to write letters saying, make me eat your food. Because them was our mothers. Them were women. I had a conversation today, like I said, in the barbershop, and I was talking to an individual that actually came up differently than I did. He came up, his mother, gangster in the street, cold-blooded gangster. His mother. So what he saw coming up as a child as a young boy under his mother is totally different, y'all, than what I saw coming up. Jamal, I see you in the building. Jamel. See, when I was coming up, y'all, this may sound like a joke. I've never heard my grandmother curse. I heard my grandmother say damn one time, and that was after we buried my grandfather. The reason why I heard my grandmother say damn is because I had a cousin that came over, and my Aunt Christine, my grandmother's sister, never forget this, she had made some stewed rutabagas. If y'all know anything about the old school, stewed rutabagas, she made them especially for my grandmother. I had a cousin that came in there. It was the stewed, it was in a pan. My grandmother said, this is right after she buried her husband. She said, everybody, I'm not really hungry and all that. She said, but my sister made me some of them stewed rutabagas, and I appreciate it. If nobody don't eat none of them, I appreciate it if y'all just let me enjoy what my sister made for me. Because my Aunt Christine lived down here at the time. My grandmother, we was living in New York. This is May 1995. True story. I just watched her tell my cousins, do not touch the pan with the stewed rutabagas. The minute my grandmother goes to the back, because you know she was going through something, she just buried her husband. She went in the back, tried to get herself together, you know, change her clothes and all that. She come back, my cousins and them, what they doing? They standing at the table with the aluminum foil open, taking the stewed rutabaga out and putting some on the plate. My grandmother said, damn. Blue Dot, I see you in the building. New York Link, the AKA. My grandmother said, damn, I knew I couldn't trust you. Everybody in the house looked at my grandmother and was like, I never heard my grandmother curse. That's how I was raised. And unfortunately, down here in the South, no offense to nobody, I got a lot of family members and friends and cousins that unfortunately were raised up as juke joint children, liquor house babies. It's just like the movie back in the days, JoJo Dancer, Your Life is Calling with Richard Pryor. Anybody seen that movie? JoJo Dancer, Your Life is Calling. Anybody seen that movie? Mecca, I know you seen it. You went to school with Jesus. It was a story about Richard Pryor being raised in a hoe house. In a hoe house. Raised in a house of a bunch of women that was selling vagina. A baby, a kid. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 years old, raised inside of a prostitute whorehouse. A person like that would never logically have a compute conversation with me. Do you know why? Can anybody answer that question? City Bama. Can anybody answer that question? Because my grandmother was a registered nurse and my mother was an investment broker for Saks Fifth Avenue. My grandmother wasn't a bootlegger. My mother wasn't a whore. Respect all the bootleggers and respect all the whores. I ain't throwing no shots. Shit, if my mother was a bootlegger or a whore, I would have still loved her the way I love her now. But what I'm saying is the way she raised me and the description of a woman that she showed me would have never been standing face-to-face arguing with a man. Unless, listen to this, y'all. Listen to this. Unless it was her husband and they were in the confines of their home. If you remember my stories, I tell y'all, my mother used to chase my father out the house. My mother got so mad at him one time, she threw a ring of keys that went right through his back of his silk shirt and stuck in his back. The minute she pulled it out, blood went everywhere. My mother was the aggressor. I see you in the building, Thomas. I see you in the building, man. Let's get into this work.
You can't play both sides, you niggas gotta choose. Niggas out here being tough until they make the news. Mama said her son ain't hurt nobody. The streets said her son was catching plenty bodies. If you accept these charges, then please hold. In every hood, it was a nigga that was tough, but he still told. Like, what I gotta do to make you niggas rhyme? Like, I'm ready to kill when the kind of minds be cautious. I'm dealing with more sticks than a porcupine. Quill spines, whatever you wanna call them. Yeah, plus my little mama, she a trap queen. Doggy when she mixed with that Fetty, give him a wop lean. It was a whole lot of cars when there was stimmies round. We going over a year and half you niggas down. Hold these expensive clothes like was that smart? Now they uploading they clothes on the Poshmark. Switch, baby, careful with this. I mean, this bitch sharp. One across, one down the middle, look like a chrome heart. Damn, I'm always outside. I'm like, high from who? About to put your car on skates. You think you sliding through? I help build my niggas. This ain't Legos. Protect the fan by any means. I be Diego. Yeah, tiger to you niggas. I'm an animal. It's a jungle where I'm from. What y'all wanna do? You can't play both sides. You niggas gotta choose. Niggas out here being tough until they make the news. Mama said her son ain't hurt nobody. The streets said her son was catching plenty bodies. If you accept these charges, then please hold. In every hood, it was a nigga that was tough, but he still told.
Shout out to my man Barlow too for sending me this fly attire, y'all. It's called Stash. Shout out to my man Barlow, man. Barlow sent me a box with some fly shirts. Sent me like three or four spring polo tees. Shout out to Barlow, 2 L's up. Word up. But back to what I was saying. The description of a woman. Let's think about, matter of fact, Magnificent Mecca is in the fucking building. I want some people to pull up. Harry, Magnificent Mecca, everybody want to pull up and talk about this when we get into this conversation. Think about this. Everybody know Magnificent Mecca mouth is not the one to play with. I know she is no punk, but Mecca is no dummy neither. I do not see Magnificent Mecca standing up in front of no man chest to chest telling him what she gonna do to him. She might tell him over the phone, fuck you pussy, suck pussy, eat pussy, fuck you pussy, your mother, fuck you pussy. Yeah, I can see all that because Mecca will cut your ass with her words. But Mecca's not stupid. Mecca always said, I know I can't beat no man. But this picture, I want y'all to really, Thomas, I want you to look at this picture because I want to know who's right or wrong. I want y'all to really take a time to look at this picture right here. Rest in peace to him. Yes, he was killed. Self-defense. We're going to get into self-defense also, especially pertaining to a firearm. Self-defense. And let's talk about negligence. Yes, she was a licensed firearm owner, and she left her gun in the car. Let me explain something to y'all. Where I go, it go global. Constitutional right. I sit here and do lives with my gun right next to me. Constitutional right. It's mine. Where I go, it go global. What is the reason for having a firearm to leave it in your car? Down here in the South, people are breaking into cars. Mecca, am I lying? These are the reasons why they breaking into cars, especially at these rap events. They had a Boosie concert down here right before the pandemic. They had it down here in a little spot called Moans in Bolton, North Carolina. Shout out to Moan and them. Got a little nice spot, little stage, little stripper poles. Have I ever been there? No. No. You know why I don't go there? Too many gang members. Respectfully. Where I come from on Utica Avenue, all the niggas in my clubs and the parties where we be at, they blood. It's nothing to talk about. You might see one or two Crips that live in the neighborhood, but it's predominantly blood. Just like if you go in places like Ralph Avenue, predominantly Crip. You go in Flatbush, predominantly Crip. You go in the Stop, predominantly blood. But let me explain something to you. Down here in the South, FTC Vice here in Florida, he'll tell you this. Down here in the South, when you go to these parties, these juke joints, these clubs, it's just like north, east, west, south. Meaning the north side of the club, they're going to be bloods. The south side of the club, they're going to be Crips. The east side of the club, there's going to be MS-13. The west side of the club, there's going to be a mixed group of conglomerates. In the middle of the party where everybody is dancing is the open floor for the guns to be shot to. I can't party like that. To me, that's stupid. Back to what I said about the women. Respectfully to the men in here. How do y'all feel about your woman? Thomas, how you feel about this, Thomas? You in Brooklyn, Thomas. How you feel about this? Man walks up on your woman in the street. He starts talking to her, disrespecting her. What do you think her response should be, Thomas? Should she turn around face to face and stand up with that man and test him for his strength or her superiority, or should she leave? Should she leave respectfully to get to you or her brother or her father or a man that could possibly be the same physical demeanor or challenge to another man? Or do you feel as though she should stand there to prove her point? Y'all can come up. The link is up here. Pull up, y'all. Let's talk about this. I want to know out of this whole scenario, yes, that man was 100% wrong. I'm going to go to the video. Let's go to the video. Let's stop talking about it. Let's go to the video. Let's go to the video right quick. Let's go to the video.
Get your food. Get your food. If you say one more thing, I'm gonna knock you out. Oh my God, I say one more thing, I'm gonna knock you out.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I want y'all to pay attention. I want y'all to watch this with me. Hold on. Give me a second. I want y'all to watch this with me. And tell me how y'all feel. I want y'all to watch everything about this. This is why we got grown folks conversations like this. I don't want nobody to be biased. I want everybody to tell me what they see.
Get your food. Get your food. Who? Get in the car? Who? Nay. Get your food. Get your food. If you say one more thing, I'm gonna knock you out. Oh my God, I say one more thing, I'm gonna knock you out. more thing, I'm gonna knock you out.
Did y'all see that? New York, Blue Dot, you said you didn't see any aggression or threat. Threat, I didn't see any threat, but I did see aggression. Right there in that video, did I see a threat? Matter of fact, we can say we did see a threat. Women will kill you. I got an uncle that was killed by his wife. Her mannerism, her tone, the way she voiced her opinion, her boisterousness. Educational purposes, let's not be biased. Aggression and a threat. She's standing there squared up with him, and he's talking, mentally deranged, obviously. Shout out to Magnificent Mecca. Magnificent Mecca said something that I really thought about but never really paid attention to. Magnificent Mecca said there are so many people that's walking around every day with undiagnosed problems. See, that nigga's crazy. We're not here to dispute that. He's crazy. He's upset. He's angry. He's aggressive. That's a woman. That's a fact, y'all. That's a woman. He's supposed to be like, yo, come on, man. You're 100% right. Sometimes we have to learn to pay attention to signs of mental illness. This goes for men. That could have been a man he was talking to. When he told him, yo, check this out, my nigga. Like, who haven't said that one or two times? Say one more thing, my nigga, I'm gonna punch you in your mouth. Am I the only one that says that to somebody? Say that was two men talking. And the man responds, you ain't gonna la 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 la, just like the lady was doing. I don't care what you say because la la la. First of all, who is right and who is wrong? Let's have a debate. I'm gonna tell y'all a story. I'm gonna tell y'all a story. The year is 1995, 1996. I'm in Bed-Stuy running around with some of my crimies on that DCEP shit. We're coming up Schenectady Avenue. We just got off the A train. Riding the train all day, couldn't catch no wreck. So we coming back home. We're coming up Schenectady Avenue. What do we see? See a light-skinned woman, beautiful woman. She got on a Guess jumper. She got on some Bugs Bunny, Michael Jordan, first edition Jordans, the first Bugs Bunny. This is 95, 96, the first Jordan Bugs Bunnies. They was burgundy, black, and gray with the little Bugs Bunny on it. She got on a Guess jumper. She got a Champion hood on. Back in the days, remember, a lot of the beautiful women, the bad girls, they weren't into wearing certain outfits that overshone their body. You know, with some women that wore the tight jeans, but we used to say, ew, them bitches is nasty. They got the yeast infection jeans. Remember that, y'all? Okay, well, cool. This one woman, she has on a Champion hood, bulky, baggy Guess jumper, Bugs Bunny Michael Jordans, a pair of door knocker earrings looking like a goddamn, she got a door knocker earring, set up door knocker earrings looking like an iPhone. I don't know if y'all remember back in the days, the females was wearing these big V-shaped door knockers that was puffed out. Come on, Mecca, pull up here and talk to me, girl. You know what I'm talking about. Make a long story short, she has on the door knockers and she has on a flat G-link chain like that. It's a hollow chain. It's not a solid chain, but it's like a G-link, Gucci link, but the square one. And then she has a big Mickey Mouse head emblem. Big Mickey Mouse head emblem. Me and my grimy. Shout out to my man Biz. It was me, my man Biz. His name Mark from Albany Projects. My man Spit Out. Lightspeed. Howard Roback. Quicksand. My man Mark said, I'm going to rob her. Robbing women was never my thing. We had Deceptinets. There was the female versions of Decepticons. Just like the Bloodettes, we had Deceptinets. The female versions of the Decepticons. So when it came to females and stuff getting robbed, that was their thing. My man Mark ain't give a fuck about none of that shit. He said, yo, I'm about to rob this bitch. As I look at her, I noticed I seen Shorty before. I seen her around Albany Projects by St. John's Park. I actually seen her with a friend of mine by the name of Sherry Ann. She lived on Park Place in Utica. I was like, nah, you can't rob Shorty. He was like, yo, you always trying to save somebody, Dice. I'm like, nah, no, Shorty, you can't do that. I'm going to feel like a sucker. Number one, we don't be fucking with no broads. So what I do, I left the crowd of them and ran over towards Shorty. When I ran over to her, she turned around and was like, yo, what you doing? I said, yo, what up? She was like, oh, shit. She was like, where I know you from? I said, Utica Avenue. She was like, yeah, Sherry Ann block. I said, yo, walk with me. And I just put my arm around her shoulder. And she was like, what is you doing? I said, if you don't walk with me right now, my mans is going to rob you. She was like, what? I told my mans that I know you. You got on a chain with a Mickey Mouse emblem and door knockers. You got a pair of Jordans on. They gonna rob you if I don't know you. What we do, we wind up talking, y'all. We walked all the way from Schenectady to Atlantic, all the way to Albany Projects. She was staying in 180 Albany Projects with a friend of hers by the name of Althea. My man's name was like, so you really know Shorty. We wind up exchanging numbers. That young lady gave me my son. Her name is Daisy Parker. She gave me my son. Listen to this. When I met her that day, and she had all that jewelry on, I'm like, yo, why is you walking around with all this jewelry? Listen to what she said. She said, the earrings is mine, but the chain is my man's. You know, back in the days, niggas used to let their girls wear their chains and all that. I said, your man got you walking around. So we talking on the phone and all that. We getting to know each other. At the time, she was still fucking with the dude, but she was going through some things with him, you know, whatever they was going through. I was going through some things, you know, whatever I was going through. We wound up linking up. When we started fucking around, she was like, I'm keeping the chain. I'm like, you keeping the chain? She was like, that nigga's pussy. I'm not giving this chain back. Yo, Harry, let me ask you something. Yo, FTC Vice. Yo, Thomas. City Bama, all the dudes up in there. If a chick you was fucking with, now you fucking her, told you that she was going to keep a dude chain that she was fucking with, and it was a nice chain, what would y'all have done? I'm starting to sip, so I'm feeling good, y'all. Grown folks conversation. What would y'all have done? Y'all can pull up if y'all want to. Harry, anybody, Thomas, pull up. Let's talk. Magnificent Mecca, FTC, anybody, you're more than welcome to pull up. Let's talk. What would y'all have done if a girl you was now dealing with had jewelry, property from her man or her ex-man, and she said she was going to keep the shit? What would y'all have done? Or can anybody tell me what they think that I did? Can anybody tell me what they thought I did when she told me that? Anybody except a dead body. Maybe I got to give y'all some time to think. Let's get into this right quick, man. Y'all need some time to think. Fine.
You can't play both sides, you niggas gotta choose. Niggas out here being tough until they make the news. Mama said her son ain't hurt nobody. The streets said her son was catching plenty bodies. If you accept these charges, then please hold. In every hood, it was a nigga that was tougher, and he still told. Like, what I gotta do to make you niggas rhyme? Like, I'm ready to kill when it come to mine. I'm cautious, I'm dealing with more sticks than a porcupine. Quill spines, whatever you wanna call them. Yeah, plus my little mama, she a trap queen. Doggy, when she mixed with that Fetty, give him a wop lean. It was a whole lot of cars when there was stimmies round. We going over a year and half you niggas down. All these expensive clothes, like was that smart? Now they uploading their clothes on the Poshmark. Switch, baby, careful with this. I mean, this bitch sharp. One across, one down the middle, look like a chrome heart. Damn, I'm always outside. I'm like, high from who? Bout to put your car on skates. You think you slide through? I help build my niggas. This ain't Legos. Protect the fan by any means. I be Diego. Yeah, tiger to you niggas. I'm an animal. It's a jungle where I'm from. What y'all wanna do? You can't play both sides. You niggas gotta choose. Niggas out here being tough until they make the news. Mama said her son ain't hurt nobody. The streets said her son was catching plenty bodies. If you accept these charges, then please hold. In every hood, it was a nigga that was tougher, and he still told.
In every hood, there was a nigga that was tough, but he still told. Shout out to Harry. My man said I would have told her to give it back, regardless if Duke was real or fake. Salute. Shout out to FTC Vice. He said, nah, I couldn't rock with that. Let me tell y'all what I did. I told her, you about to take that nigga's chain back. She was like, no, I'm not. I said, yes, you are. She was like, why? I ain't with him no more. I said, number one, if you fucking with me, that nigga ain't gonna have nothing to say about you while you around me. Because see, things like this can start things in the street that you would never understand. I'm gonna get to what I'm talking about. She was like, what you talking about? I said, matter of fact, we gonna stop the talking. Call that nigga phone. If I'm lying, may my beloved mother get pushed out of heaven, y'all. If anything I ever said is a lie, may my mother get fucked by the devil. I said, yo, call that nigga on the phone. She was like, all right, I'm going to give it to him. I said, no, it's not all right, you're going to give it to him. I live on Utica and Prospect. I was living at 17 Utica Avenue with my grandma. Check this out. All you got to do is go to Utica and Prospect, make a left, walk from Utica to Prospect to Schenectady. That's 1 block. Walk from Schenectady to Albany. That's 2 blocks. And keep on going in the building. That's 180. I said, what we doing? Call that nigga. If I'm lying, y'all, make my motherfucking shit cut off right now. She got mad. I said, what you gonna do is call him. I'm not gonna ask you no more. Back in the days, we didn't have no cell phones. My baby mother used to always carry her phone book, and she had her knapsack. What I did, I went in her phone book, right in her knapsack, got her phone book, and went to dial a nigga number. She was like, I'd do it. When she called him, she was on one phone, I was on the other phone. When she called, the first thing the nigga said, he said, I miss you. She was like, I just wanted to know if you was home. He was like, yo, I miss you so much. You coming to see me? She was like, yeah, I'm getting ready to come over there. She hung up. In his mind, he's under the impression, because the last thing he said to her is you on the way over here? I miss you so much. She was like, yeah, and hung up. All he heard was, yeah. See, we very naive when it comes to stupidity. And this is the crazy part. Number one, I can go anywhere I want to in Albany Projects. And back then, in that particular time, my man Seal, shout out to my man Sylvester, my man Webb, my man Little, same dude I'm going to tell y'all about, my man Pooch, they had the old side locked. Rest in peace to Calvin Klein. They had the old side locked. 180, 162 across the street from the Key Food, they had that shit locked. These is facts. My man Pop, his little brother Minute, Calvin Klein, Webb, Seal, Troy, these niggas had that shit locked. So anyway, back to what I was saying. She said, you ain't got to go with me to his house. I said, it ain't about what I have to do. It's about what I'm going to do. Yo, FTC, I walked her all the way to his crib. He don't know she coming with me. We coming to peace. The minute we coming to peace, she was like, yo, these niggas be acting funny. Unbeknownst to her, she don't really understand Who she fucking with? Niggas like, yo, Dice, what up, baby? And they see by the description in my face, I ain't really on no playful shit. Niggas like, boy, you good? You know I'm good. And I had a Browning 10 millimeter, your FTC. I had a triple action, 18 shot, 10 millimeter Browning on me. Woo! That shit shot like the first scene from Desperado with Antonio Banderas. On my mother, that shit shot like 3 people was pulling it. Like the scene from Wanted, so help me God. We get in the building. We go to the 8th floor. She knock on the door. I stand on the side of the motherfucking wall. He come to the door. She take the chain off her neck and put it in his hand. He step outside the hallway. When he step outside the hallway, he look and see me. He jump like, yo, what up? I said, you good, my nigga. It ain't about nothing like that. Shout out to Pee Wee from Albany Projects. I said it ain't nothing like that. Facts. Everything I'm saying is facts. He was like, yo, what's going on? I said, nah, on some real shit, she had your property. If she would have told me she paid for that, we wouldn't be here. But since you paid for that, that's yours. Can anybody ask me, what did this man do when I said that? I can't make this shit up, y'all. Can anybody tell me what this man said to me? Anybody except a dead body. Can anybody say to me what this man said to me? The nigga looked at me and said, yo, you fucking her? Nah, Lynx, he ain't tell her to keep it. That's my man Blue Dot, y'all. That's his alias, New York Lynx. He ain't blocked. He thought he was, but he ain't. Nah, FTC Vice, he ain't care about none of that shit. That nigga said, yo, is you fucking her? So you know I'm arrogant back then. Somebody was asking me some shit like that today, I'd have walked off. I'd have been like, yo, we out. But back then I was arrogant. I was like, motherfucking right, I'm fucking her. Can anybody ask me what he said after that? Can anybody tell me what he said after that? Let's word to this Moon Rock I'm smoking. I'm smoking that Moon Rock and that Super Lemon Cherry by Power Plant. These is facts. And the next one is a soya sauce, pina colada, Moon Rock. It ain't regular Moon Rock, blueberry pancake Moon Rock. Yeah, I'm on a, yeah, you see I got this Brooklyn drink tonight. What y'all sipping on too? I forgot to ask y'all, what y'all sipping and smoking on? But can y'all imagine? He said, is she sucking your dick? If I'm lying, may my mother get pushed out of heaven. I can't make this shit up, y'all. Grown man looks at me and says, besides the fact you done lost your girl, besides the fact she done bought you your jury back with another nigga, besides the fact you just asked him, was he fucking her? He said, hell yeah. You said, is she sucking your dick? Excuse my language to the women in the building. This back in the days, Harry. What y'all think I said, y'all? To my gangsters, what y'all think I said? Not what I would have said today. What y'all think I said back then? I got some more to drink. I got a whole nother cigarette, baby. We gonna rock and roll. What y'all think I said? Egypt and Zeus, if you hit that door again, I'm gonna kill both of y'all and make you sleep outside. Excuse me, y'all. I was talking to my dogs. What did I say to him after he said, yo, is she sucking your dick? Grown man. Sorry, y'all. I got to go behind the avatar. Compa just told me to put some motherfucking grease on my lips. Y'all niggas ain't told me my lips was looking like that. Dirty bastards. Yeah, fuck everybody that let my lips look white. First one, give me an emoji that's laughing. I'm going to block their ass for 500 seconds. You dirty bastards. Have me looking like I'm up here eating donuts. When this nigga asks me if she's giving me fellatio, I use that terminology. I said, yeah, my nigga. Why? I'm thinking this nigga about to give me a crazy rebuttal like, damn, you supposed to be only sucking my dick. Oh, you sucking everybody's dick? Oh, you hoe bitch? None of that came out of his mouth, y'all. What y'all think he said? After I said, yeah. He didn't say nothing to me. He said it to her. What y'all think he said? I can't make this shit up, y'all. You are now rocking with the best. Smash that like button. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe. Tell a friend. Do me a favor, hit that bell notification for y'all know when I'm going live. Sometimes I get up in the middle of the night. I just go live, baby. What do y'all think he said to her after I said, yes, she is giving me oral, my nigga? Come on, Harry. I know you know what the nigga said. FTC Vice, don't do that to me. City Bama, anybody except a dead body. Thomas, come on. Somebody supposed to know what's going on. Jamel, Magnificent Mecca, Dunbars. Anybody know what happened next? He looked at her and said, how could you suck his dick? You told me the reason why you never sucked my dick because you was waiting till you got married. I said, yo, we out. That was enough for me. That was enough for me. This was getting a little bit too crazy. Well, back to what I'm saying. Now she becomes my woman. We dealing. Was together for like 7 years. Like I said, she's the mother of my son. Her mother's living in Clinton Hills. So usually on the weekends and stuff like that, because she went to work, the weekend she comes chill with me and my mom's, my family, go to work from my house, spend the whole weekend with me. Times that she off, she come to my house. Y'all know how it was back in the days. In Brooklyn, if a bad chick walked through a block and niggas try to talk to her and she ignored them, what happened, y'all? I'm gonna see if y'all know how ignorant Brooklyn back in the days. If a bad chick walked through Brooklyn and they'd be like, yo, hey, ma, let me holler at you for a minute. She do some shit like this. I'm not fucking with you, nigga. Chicks in Brooklyn, they was disrespectful. They'd say shit like, ew, is he talking to me? I done seen some real crazy responses when niggas tried to holler at chicks. We done been in spots. Chicks was like, did he really say? I seen a chick tell a nigga one time, what about me makes you assume that I would deal with you? And that's how he was looking at her. That's a fact, Harry. He said she'll get cursed out. But remember back in the days, Harry, niggas used to throw bottles at chicks. Am I lying? Niggas used to throw 40-ounce bottles at chicks. Heineken bottles. Pink champagne bottles. Golden champagne bottles. Malt duck bottles. These is facts. One thing I told my baby mother, if I'm wrong, y'all tell me. Any woman that I deal with, I'll tell her this. And I had to teach her this lesson. If you're a woman, fuck that you my woman. If you're a woman, remember you're a woman before anything. Remember, women, you have to understand that you are a woman before you are a mother. Just like men fail to realize. I used to tell my mother this, before I'm your son, I'm a man first. She didn't understand it when I said it, but before she left, she understood. Yeah, I'm your son, but before anything, I am a man. And that's what we have to understand when it comes to our roles and our individualities pertaining to men and women, because what's the definition of a man? What's the definition of a woman? My son's mother was coming to see me one day. Rest in peace to my man Little I was telling y'all about. Unfortunately, he just passed away a couple of months ago. Him and my man named Leonardo Harris from Albany Projects. They passed away in the same week, excuse me. Shout out to my man DJ Twan. My man Little and my man Pooch and them happened to be standing on Schenectady and Prospect. Oh shit, we got Clarice Bradley in the building. I'm glad you pulled up, Jughead, because I want to know your opinion on this one. I dropped the link. You could pull up. I'm waiting for Mecca to pull up, anybody to pull up, because Clarice, you did see the situation with the young man. You did see this video with this incident with this man right here arguing with the woman and punching her in her face, and then her son going to the car, getting the gun and shooting him and killing him. Let's stay on the fact that he was killed. And they said that that is justifiable self-defense. Well, in North Carolina, stipulations of self-defense pertaining to a gun, meaning someone has to be coming towards you in an aggressive manner with intent to hurt, bodily harm, or kill. Could he have beat her to death? Yep. Did he pull out a lock? Nope. Did he pull out a rock? Nope. Did he pull out a knife? Nope. Did he pull out a gun? In the video, you heard him say, and you seen he had this erratic behavior, like he had a spirit or a demon on him. He was like, say one more word. Hell no, I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have put my hands on no goddamn, I wouldn't even have been arguing with no woman. But what I'm trying to say, Clarice, is could that whole situation have been de-escalated if she did not be so combative and aggressive in response towards him? There were so many things she could do, because when you own a firearm, there are certain responsibilities that come with this. You could have went and left the store. Listen, pay attention, y'all. When he started to become combative or aggressive, you could have walked away from the counter and went towards your car to get your gun, instead of leaving that responsibility up to your son and endangering your son. What if your son would have went for the gun, shot at him, he missed him, the guy had a gun, returned fire and killed your son? off of your reactions when it was your responsibility for you to go get your gun that you left in the car that you applied for self-defense. If you would have left, if you would have stopped arguing with him and left, and he would have followed you all the way to your car and you'd have pulled your gun and turned around and spent, I could understand that. But to stand there and instigate and go back and forth in rebuttal and disrespect and disregard to the fact that he is a person of mental illness, obvious by his actions. Hank McCoy said, could have been handled differently. That was all in the heat of the moment. What if the son would have shot a bot? Talk to him, Hank. Talk to him, Hank. I have a son, 26 years old. Me, I always have my gun. I always have a gun. Do you think if I'm going to a store, a restaurant, a Chinese restaurant, a mom and dad pop store like that, predominantly in the neighborhood, and I have my child with me, I'm going to have my gun in the car? Do you think I'm going to tell my son, go get the gun? Like I said, what if my son never shot a gun before? What if the kickback of the gun hits my son in the mouth? What if he goes to pull the trigger, doesn't even know there's no bullet in the head, and a guy pulls a gun and kills my son? What if he didn't know to take the safety off? So you mean to tell me now you're sitting up advocating your son to go kill somebody? Respectfully, that man is still dead. He's still dead. And if you look at this picture right here, matter of fact, I'm going to play the video again. Let's play the video again, y'all. Educational purposes, YouTube. Fair disclaimer. Let's check this out one more time. Let's watch this one more time. I want y'all to pay attention. Let's watch this one more time. I want y'all to pay attention to the whole situation. Yes, he is 100% wrong. I think the nigga's suffering from some mental illness.
Get your food. Who? Get the cop? Hey.
Listen to her, y'all.
Get your food. If you say one more thing, I'm gonna knock you out. Oh my God, I say one more thing, I'm gonna knock you out. Oh, say one more thing, I'm gonna knock you out.
Oh,
Y'all see that? Y'all see that? She said, love, why your mother so if he stepped the sham? You already know. Yo, Clarice, you want to hear some funny shit? You already know, but you know what? I'm glad you said that, Clarice. I'm glad you said that because let me explain something to you what my grandfather instilled into his daughter, which was my mother. This man right here. Let me show y'all. This man right here instilled into this beautiful woman right here that you are not supposed to be standing face to face with a man, especially a man that's irrational and threatening. You are not supposed to compromise your safety to prove a point. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And then there was so much ways where, yeah, they threw the case out. They said they're not going to charge him with first-degree murder. But in the state of North Carolina, they would have charged him with involuntary manslaughter. First of all, the same tape that they used to throw out the murder conviction would have been the same tape that they used down here to convict her son with her words. Was that man right? Hell no. Like I said earlier, shout out to Magnificent Mecca for bringing this to light. There's so many people that's walking around with undiagnosed ailments. There are people that's walking around with schizophrenia. There are people that's walking around with compulsive disorders. They just haven't been diagnosed. Dice would have killed them today, Clarice. But I promise y'all, I'm just trying to tell you who my mother was. My mother, she was so bougie. She wouldn't even have been arguing with him. The minute he would have said something or gave her that look, she would have walked away. And knowing my father and who I am and who my uncle is, if she would have been in an area like that, I'd have been right beside her. See, this is what people don't want to talk about. Thank you, Hank, for coming over here, man. He said, I'm not going to lie. That's kind of messed up because the dude who died had a family also. Nobody wins. So they didn't say he was suffering from mental illness, but what if he was? They didn't say that he could have been institutionalized for being in jail for a long term. He couldn't say he could have been suffering from PTSD from going to the army. They didn't say anything about his characteristics. They just said he was in a restaurant, he argued with the woman, and he punched her. Where's the logicness to that, y'all? Where's the logicness to that? Let's erase the fact that it was a woman. Let's put a whole new perspective on it. Let's put a whole twist and spin on it. Say it was him talking to another man. We all know usually what the outcome is going to be. If two men going at each other like that, we know what the outcome is going to be if it's two women going at each other like that, right? If two men disrespecting each other like that, one is being over aggressive, one is being defensive, standing their own, there's going to be some type of clash. Two women, same thing. One is being overly aggressive. One is standing on her law, not no pushover, no punk. There's going to be a clash. But why is it so biased and categorized and lean to one side because it's a man and a woman? This is the only thing I want to talk about tonight, y'all. Cosmology, babe, great brother, man. Cosmology, how you feel about that, man? New York Link said, you don't think she was just standing her ground? It's hard to turn your back on someone who's threatening. I do. I do. But the responsibility of standing ground is usually uncombative on one side. Standing ground is usually just standing there like, you know I'm not playing with you. Go ahead and make that move. I'm going to hurt you. Standing ground is usually ha ha, boo boo, ha ha, boo boo, ha. That's not standing ground. Cosmology, babe, let me ask you something. Pertaining to this just stance right here, you know all what happened between a young lady and a man. But this right here, I want to know something. Look at her mannerisms. Don't look at him right quick, y'all. I want y'all to look at her. Does that seem like a loving disposition? Does that seem like an understanding disposition? Does that seem like a reasoning disposition? That's a great word also. Or does that seem like a I'm not scared of you disposition? Does that seem like a whatever you're prepared to do, I'm ready to do disposition? Or does that seem like a disposition as, so what that you're a man? Talk to me, y'all. Talk to me. Would your grandmother do that? Everybody in here that's 40, 50 years old, would your grandmother do that? Matter of fact, let's do it like that again. Would Cicely Tyson do that? Cardi B would do that. Would Mrs. Garrett off of Different Strokes do that? Megan Thee Stallion to do that. Would Mrs. Brady off the Brady Bunch do that? The rapper Eve, Young Money, she'd do that. I just described 6 women as far as description: breasts, vagina, can reproduce life. Three of the women that I produced or spoke about possess different characteristics: humbleness, awareness, alertness. 3 of the ones that I quote unquote introduced: boisterous, confrontational, feel as though they're the most powerful things that ever walked the planet Earth. Who's right, who's wrong? We got some men that are very passive. We got some men that they women can tell them, go sit down, pussy. And they'll say something like, I'm tired of her talking to me like that. She never treats me like a man. That response right there is why she'll never look at you like a man, pussy. Because if a woman tell a real man something like that, they're going to be like, you done lost your motherfucking mind. You need to go get you a glass of Kool-Aid. You need a sugar rush or something. You need to agitate the motherfucking gravel for something to get rearranged. These is facts. What the fuck is wrong with you, Clarice? She said, you hit me like that, my son has every right to go off. That's a fucking fact. Y'all not hearing me, right? I've never said that man had a right to hit her. I don't think anyone has a right to hit anyone pertaining to a situation pertaining and stemming from that. What I'm saying is, it seems like it's such a bias. Egypt, be quiet. It seems like it's such a bias because it was man and woman. That's all. Calm down. That's all. It just seems like it was a bias because think about it. How many men were right? First of all, now let's think about this, Clarice. Say we on Utica Avenue and a woman is in the store and a dude makes an attempt to go. He's not even going to get a chance to hit her. If he get one hit off, everybody in the store, we going to punish him. He going to get hands, feet, knife shots, bats, hit by cars, all type of goofy shit. In that scenario, you're seeing a bunch of men leave. We have to think about this also. Clarice says, hey, Meek. She said, no, it is not. He didn't know her son was right there. As a parent, we are not supposed to put our children in these predicaments. Our parents, our children aren't here to protect us. We are here to protect our children until they become adults and have their children to protect and guide. My kid's not supposed to be, first of all, my mother used to tell me, go sit your little stupid ass down. We're adults. First thing my mother said, if there was ever a problem with family members, Because it was times when her and my cousins, you know, envious, they going through their things. My mother, I'd be like, I want to get into it. I don't care. I don't like her. I don't like her. Why she's always talking about you? Mind your business. We're adults. This has nothing to do with a child. I think she should be charged with neglect. Clarice said, how did she put her son in danger? You know how she put her son in danger? When she told her son to go get that gun out the car, like my man Hank said, what if he'd have hit a bystander? What if he would have missed him? What if he didn't know how to put the bullet in the head? What if he didn't know how to take the safety off? What if he pulled the trigger and the gun didn't go off and the man that punched his mother had a firearm, pulled his gun out and killed him? That's about 7 examples how she put her son in danger. I think an accountability needs to be held on her for neglect, especially if she has a licensed firearm. Stipulations of that licensed firearm means that's supposed to be in your care, your guard, and your security. Anybody that commits a crime with that firearm serial number that's registered back to you, you are supposed to be charged with. To give your child the directions to go get a firearm, first of all, initially, pay attention. If this was in his instinct, if that was his blood like mine's, wouldn't have had to tell me twice. Matter of fact, I wouldn't even have went and got the gun. I'm going to keep it funky with y'all because, number one, if I was probably his size, I'd have had a knife on me or something. And if not, if I'd have seen him that close to my mother, I'd have jumped on him. So for her to tell him, go get it. In my opinion, remember, still sharp and still over here. In my opinion, that's neglect. That's child endangerment. That's what they said, Meek. Remember they said that back in the days, Meek? When adults was arguing or having misunderstandings or stirring conversations, even if it would have resulted to fighting, stay in a child's place. See, I'm noticing today that a lot of parents are giving so many responsibilities and obligations. It's just like with little girls. They got so many mothers now that at the age of 10 or 11 or 12 or 13, they are leaving the household chores and responsibilities of children that they have created. They leave them responsibilities on the little girls. They don't even let these little girls have normal childhoods. At 13 and 14, you're giving children that are trying to enjoy their childhoods responsibilities and obligations. I need you to wash these clothes. I need you to watch these kids. I'm going out with my friends. I need you to cook for them. I need you to get them up in the morning because we was hanging out all night and you know I'm tired. Mama needs you. You're going to be my queen. You're going to run the house. No, you're not. First of all, when you're teaching somebody something, you're standing alongside of them and showing them something, and then you're backing up, watching them and asking them to demonstrate what you are standing there illustrating to them. You don't teach somebody something by dictation and walk away. Clarice said, I love you, but that's not to do it. That's a fact. That's a great, I love your input. I ain't mad at you. I'm glad you're here. And like I said, I don't want nobody for 1 minute to say, oh, Dice is siding with him. No, I am not. But I am siding with the fact of humanity. Number one, say we all see that he was 100% wrong, but he couldn't be held to trial. Why couldn't you pull the gun out and say, freeze? If you shoot it, if you touch my mother, I'm gonna kill you. Honestly, like Clarice said, I wouldn't have had to do that because that's not my mother. My mother would have never done that. Respectfully to all the women, my mother would have never done that. See, some women, respectfully, don't know certain things. Like my grandmother said, there's a certain alertness and awareness that comes from within and within a personal spirituality. It's just like walking into an elevator that's not there. It's like opening a shaft and there's no elevator there and trying to walk and get on the elevator. It's certain things you got to know not to walk into. It's certain things that you have to have, like you say with you beautiful women, y'all women's intuition that guides y'all on how to move in certain things that are not right and wrong for y'all. See, you stand off the, Therese, that's you. You crazy. You stand off the, you're not on it. You said if you smack my mom, you're not understanding. First of all, if a mother gets out of character in front of somebody that is not mentally compatible to the fact to walk away, she's going to get slapped. One thing my mother did tell me, if a woman put her hands on you, you better beat her ass. That's what a woman told me. My mother said, if a woman put her fucking hands on you, you better beat her ass. There are certain things and certain characteristics we cannot keep ignoring that is wrong, y'all. It's just like a whining man. It's just like a man. Why you keep treating me like that? Why do you have to always go out? Why do your girlfriends always want to be with you? Why can't I spend no time with you? That shit is weird. It's just like a whining man. Why do you want to wear that outfit? Why do you always want to get your hair done? Why do you always want to go to the movies? That's not the mannerisms and the characteristics of a man. A man, but not a strong man, a very, very weak and insecure man. If you want to go out, how much money you want? Bye. Doo-doo head. Hank said, when I'm out with my kids, I'm on my best behavior. I would never, listen to what he said, y'all. When I'm out with my kids, I'm on my best behavior, meaning sometimes you have to humble because anything could go left and your children could be hurt. He said, I would never put them in danger, especially not for no damn pride or ego. And that's a fact. That's where that woman was wrong. We're going to go at this picture again. Look how she's looking at him. She's not ignoring him. She's not look like, can you give me my food, please, and let me get out of here? This guy's crazy. She's not doing that. She's standing up towards him, and she has her hand up, eye to eye, face to face, arguing with a man that is clearly insane. That's clearly insane. That's clearly, Clarice, you ain't gonna agree because of your mouth. Because you're one of them ones that sit up and argue with a dude like that. That's why you're not gonna agree. And I'm here to tell you, you're wrong. You're very, very wrong. Just like the situation I'm gonna tell y'all about with my son's mother. She was coming up the hill one day. Some dudes wound up throwing a bottle at her by Kingsborough Projects. My man Johnny and Little and them was down there. Little was coming out the building, and the dude that threw the bottle, the reason why he threw the bottle is because when he was trying to talk to my son's mother, she was like, fuck you talking to me for, you dirty ass nigga? When they tried to talk to her, she could have said, thank you. She could have totally ignored them. She could have stopped and gave him her number. But what she did is she turned around, fixed up her face, and said, you dirty ass niggas. And then the response from them was, bitch, who the fuck you think you is? And then her response with them is, bitch who? You know who my man is? Did she say right there, do you know who my man is? Dice from Utica Avenue? Nope. She said, do you know who my man is? You know, my nigga said, bitch, fuck you and your man. Go get your man. What she do? Come straight to me. When she comes to me and tells me what happened, and she tells me where it happens, did she tell me how she stopped and was calling niggas dirty niggas and all that? Nah, she ain't tell me that. What she said to me was, I was just coming to see you. Some guys tried to talk to me and they got mad that I didn't like them and called me a bitch. Word? So in my mind, I'm saying, you're walking up the hill. Somebody tries to talk to you. You turn them down. You say you're not interested. See, to me, I'm hearing that you said, no, that's okay. I'm not interested, and kept walking. No, I'm hearing that you said, no, thank you, but I got some. No, that's not what you said. You said, ew, you dirty ass niggas. No, Clarice, some of you women is out of order. Because who was she to stop and look at them and say, you dirty ass niggas, even if to her eyes, they appeared to be dirty? Why couldn't her opinion be kept to herself? That's just like a dude walking past a group of females and they try to talk to him. Let's reverse it. The dude can be like, nah, that's all right, ma, I got somebody. Thank you, though, I'm flattered. The dude could be like, nah, that's okay, I'm all right. Or the dude could be like, fuck, I look like fucking with you bum ass bitches. See, first of all, people fail to realize the wording and the way that you choose to word certain things can ignite certain wars. Baby Grizz, I see you in the building. And in fact, he got what his hand called for. Facts. But he was crazy, and I don't think that the actual way that it was handled was correct pertaining to the responsibility that was bestowed upon the young man. Like he said, Allah makes no mistakes. Hank said it's true. It isn't what's said, it's how it's said. Come on, y'all. Y'all got to fail to realize, people, we have certain feelings. We have certain prides. I learned this when I went to a job seminar when I first moved down here. I went to a job seminar because I wanted to revise my resume. I wanted to create a brand new resume. And when I went to the job seminar, they told us certain things about wording. Wording. The pronunciation, the coordination, and the vocalization of words and speech. This with all of that, my mother hit me with the dictionaries and all that and encyclopedias and all that. As a child, this ain't do nothing but sharpen me up and get my mental sharper. See, I could look at somebody and be like, yo, what the fuck is you looking at, pussy? Check my mannerism. What the fuck is you looking at, pussy? War begets war. Or I can switch up my whole face and be like, for some reason, I noticed that we're staring at each other. Maybe forgive my mind. Don't blame it on the heart. Do we know each other from somewhere? Understand that. Understand that. There's certain ways to communicate. Like I said, we all agree to disagree sometimes. That's why it's a great conversation. Was he right? Hell no, he should have never did no goofy shit like that. Was he supposed to be handled? Yes, he was. Do I think that situation could have been de-escalated and could have went totally another way as opposed to someone getting punched or killed? Yes. I think it could have been both parties would have never been touched if there would have been a certain borderline of respect and mannerisms and delivery when two people are talking to each other. Clarice, I'm about to put your ass in timeout because you are stuck on the wrong thing. We know that he hit her, Clarice. We got that. But you're not hearing a word that I'm saying. What I'm saying is the response, the rebuttal. The rebuttal is what made the ladder climb. I never said that, and I'm going to say it again because I don't want nobody to think that. Was that man right? Hell fucking no. Do I think he was supposed to be killed right there? Hell no. I don't care who agrees with that. Do I think he was supposed to be killed right there? Hell no. The reason why, because we don't know who he is. We don't know his mental health. We don't know the traumas and the horrors and the things that he's been through that led. We don't even know why he was upset and so angry that particular day. The man looked like he was possessed. This is what I'm trying to focus on. He still was a human being. Like I said, I don't know about anybody in here, mother. My mother wouldn't have been arguing with no man like that. This is facts. I can't talk for nobody else's mother, respectfully. I just know who my mother was. My mother had a brother, a husband, and a son that was very dangerous. And she knew when it came to certain things, especially in our neighborhood. Number one, she went to IS 210, the old Boys and Girls High. So she grew up in the neighborhood. So anybody that was anybody knew my mom's friend or foe, high, low, gangster, whatever. So it would have to be someone that didn't know my mother or somebody that was mentally insane or somebody that was just crazy to try to do something to her. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. But because of my grandfather and because of the things that he instilled in her, because of my grandmother, because of the characteristics that she instilled in my mother would have never done that. My grandmother would have never done that. My grandmother wasn't even going to be sitting up arguing with no woman. I'm going to keep it funky with you. She was entirely too intelligent for that. And my mother, unfortunately, she wasn't arguing with no woman. She'd usually go to a bitch mouth because she was a fighter. Beautiful woman, but she could swing. She really knew how to play with her hands. These is women I'm talking about. There's one man that I know my mother chased. One man that I know my mother raised her voice to. And that's my father. And because of the love and the respect that he had for her as a man, understand what I'm saying to y'all. Cold-blooded murder, went to jail for killing a cop, was in Vietnam from Chicago. Grew up under the GD, straight up gangster from 58 Martins, Church Avenue. He done been through so many things. Vietnamese War. Murders in Vietnam. Got convicted of killing a crooked cop. Did 10.5 years. But he still had a mental capacity of not to sit up and argue with my mother, disrespect my mother, or put his hands on my mother. And it was times, I joked about this. I don't even know if y'all remember me saying this in a couple of my shows. I told my moms, there was some times you said some shit. The goddamn, I don't know if I wouldn't have knocked your ass out. You know, my mother said, that's why you my son. See, a lot of men, we talk and we love our mother. This is going to get a few of y'all mad, but I'm dead real, so I really don't give a fuck. We love our mother. We'll die for our mother. We'll defend our mother. Even if she's wrong. So as an adult with your own life, with your own woman, with your own children, you're going to go out and die because of something that could have been avoided. You're going to die because of somebody's ego. Some say tomato, some say tomato. The reason why I say this is my mother was none of the above when it comes to certain things. My mother would have never did things to jeopardize me. Never. Never, never, never. The only thing I think my mom's did to jeopardize herself is going back and forth to work on a train, going to Saks Fifth Avenue. And I just say that because a train could derail or something like that, or somebody back in the days, you know, people was crazy back in the days in Brooklyn. But like I said, I'm not used to certain things that I see today. And maybe I think this was a great topic because earlier when we was talking about it in the barbershop, it was a great topic. A great topic because I noticed the mannerisms are changing. I noticed that the roles and the reverses in people are changing. The men are going from strong leaders, guiders, to weak, passive, and followers pertaining to some of their women. Meaning, a lot of women are going out there busting their ass, getting that bread. Pay attention. How long will your woman have the respect for you as a man? How long will your woman be able to embellish that beautiful, angelic silhouette of a woman in personality if you don't deem yourself to be a man? If she got to be the one out doing 8 to 10 hours every day and you're not going to work. A lot of these characteristics I'm starting to see today in a lot of women are coming not from disrespect. It's not because they waking up trying to disrespect no man or they think they tough or nothing like that. I don't never want y'all to think that, but I notice it is coming from a lot of disappointment. A lot of disappointment. Because a lot of women have chosen men. What's wrong with y'all? Stop. A lot of y'all have chosen men that gave descriptions on the application when y'all was overlooking them that didn't stand up to be true. So now you're in love. The beautiful thing about a woman is the woman don't see the outside. The woman see the inside. See, a lot of men, when we look at women, we see the outside finish. We see the finished product before we look at it inside, that heart. But a lot of women in us, they see the clay. They see the lump of clay that they're going to mold, that they see the importance in. And it's up to us as men not to let these women down. It's up to us to have the extra job. Not them. It's up to us to be coming home 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock at night if we have to make them bills right. Not them. This is why a lot of the women today have embellished these personalities, because they're going from protectors, because women are protectors of their cubs, and the women will die for their man. But the most dangerous and disappointing thing that a man can do is make a woman think it's her responsibility to take care of that whole family. A lot of times the women going to work today, niggas won't even wash the dishes. A lot of times women going to work today, working 8, 9, 10 hours down here in the South on these lines. And niggas won't even bust their ass to get home and make sure they got some food ready for them when they come home. Won't even run a bath for them. Won't even roll a blunt for them. Your woman know what you're dealing with financially if she chose you. It's not about the money. It's about the small things. God damn it, nigga. You can't go get some goddamn Dawn or some bubble bath from Family Dollar or Walmart or Walgreens or Dollar Tree. And when she come home, put some goddamn bubbles in the water for at least. You know she tired. Can't boil some motherfucking macaroni if you can't do it from scratch. Make some hamburger steak and some gravy or something like that just to let her know, quote unquote, you appreciate everything that she's doing for this fucking family. They got to be our lovers. We jump on them. They got to be there for that. We want them to be sexy. They got to be there for that. We want them to shut the fuck up when we attitude. They got to be there for that. We want them to clean. They got to be. We want them to cook. We want them to be mothers. We want them to be babysitters. We want them to babysit us. This is why they have situations that just went down with that man and that young lady and her child, y'all. Let me ask y'all something. Everybody in here watch Good Times, right? I told y'all it's Saturday Night Sip. Bring your own brown bag. I ain't biased. I'm trying to give y'all something from a different perspective, y'all. I'm not never going against nothing. I'm just trying to be real. This conversation started this morning in the barbershop, y'all. Great conversation. Shout out to my barber, Manny Fresh. Shout out to my man, Tim Gibb. Egypt, be quiet. That's me. Calm down. Chill, leave Zeus alone. I'm sorry, y'all. Seriously, let me ask y'all something. Everybody in here know Good Times. Everybody's seen Good Times, right? Everybody in here seen the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, right? I keep telling y'all are now rocking with the motherfucking best. Y'all all seen the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, right? And y'all all seen The Cosby Show. Y'all ain't ready to talk about what I'm talking about. Y'all think I'm crazy. I'm big dice. You can tell by my description, my mind is different. Read the descriptions, y'all. When I'm loading these thumbnails, these ain't no, yo, fight, love you. Nah, that ain't that over here. That's not that over here. And there's going to be no bias over here. There's no, he's right, she's wrong, he's right. No, that's not that. Open your ears, y'all. We all seen Good Times. We all seen the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And we all seen the Cosby Show. Can I agree, everybody in here? Yes? Let me tell you what I mean. I want you to close your eyes and think about that scenario with that young lady right now and that man that just got killed. Could you see Felicia Rashad Allen, a.k.a. Claire Huxtable, arguing with a man like that? That's a woman. Could you see any of the Aunt Vivians, the black one or the white one, the light-skinned one, going through that scenario in a restaurant. And last but not least, could y'all see Florida Evans of Good Times standing up arguing with a man? You know why? Because that's a different breed of woman. Like the grandmother from Minister Society, would you see her arguing with her man? You see what she said when Kane said, Grandma, I just can't stay here till Ronnie leave. She just started crying. Because a man had spoke, which was her husband, that was speaking to another man, which is her grandson, and you can't tell me she don't love them the same. What? Her only grandchild from a heroin addict daughter? And her man had been with her since the Flintstones? So who she chose? Clarice said, Dice, what's your definition of a man today? A provider, a guider, a listener, a problem solver, an educator, a loving person, an understanding person, and on top of all that, a God-fearing man. That's my definition of a man. That's just me. I could be right. I could be wrong. I would love for one of you women to come up here and tell me y'all definition of a woman. Did I say anything wrong? See, a real man know when he's moving like a fucking sucker. A real man know when he's moving like a fucking sucker. You know your bills is due. But you just got this notion that tonight you're going to go hit the card game. You got this hunch tonight you're going to go rock the dice game. You got your motherfucking rent money sitting right there chilling, minding his business in a little box saying rent money. Back in the days, my mother used to have a little envelope say, rent money, don't touch me. That's what the shit said on the shit. Rent money, don't touch me. But see, a sucker MC, a bitch ass nigga, I ain't talking about no man. That nigga disregard the fact that his woman stays in that home with him. He'll disregard the fact that his baby stay in the home with him. Matter of fact, say if he got his own pad and he's a bachelor, he'll disregard the fact that he may have a child with a woman that may be going through something with her family and her only resort of peace is coming to chill with a weekend. He'll disregard that because of a hunch. And he'll go up in that gambling spot thinking, I'm about to tear their ass up. But see, when you go to a gambling spot and you worrying about the money you about to lose, you're going to lose all that money. Any gamblers in the building? If you go to a gambling spot talking about, I'm going to get this motherfucking paper, baby, You know, you got about 2, 3, 4, 5,000. You go up in there talking about where the broke niggas at. I need all this money. That's a different vibe. That's a different spirit you got on you. Rest in peace to my man, Maurice Kirby. He the reason why I got my gambling spot. But when you go to a gambling spot and you saying, I only got $500. If I lose this money, how the fuck am I going to get this rent? Then they got them super bitch ass niggas that be like, well, fuck it. If I lose this money, I can get it from my girl. Or I can get it from my mom. So I can get it from my pops. Or I can get it from my man. That's not men. That's sucker MCs. But I'm still waiting for one of you women. I'm going to drop the link to come up here and tell me what is the definition of a woman. Because Clarice said, you saying what a man is supposed to be. And I can't speak for nobody else, but that's me. I don't know about nobody else, but I can definitely say that's me wholeheartedly. That's my problem. One of my problems. She said, I know FTC, but let's be real, how it's looking today. Let's talk about how it's looking today. Yes, a bunch of us have fucked up and bestowed responsibilities on our women at one time or another where they just said, I'm tired of this bullshit. I feel sorry for all y'all women that had them niggas that was sitting up there talking about, baby, I'm getting a job next week. Yo, if you let me hold your check this week and next week, I'm going to flip that money. Yo, give me, yo, all y'all, can I get your income tax money? I promise. I feel sorry for you women that went through that shit. Because this is where the eternal disappointment comes from. When you're looking at your king like he's no longer deserving to be your king, here comes the resentment. You no longer want to walk with him side by side and show him off and be shown as the powerful couple you are, because now you don't look at him as your king no more. You're starting to look at him as your child. This is why some women begin to talk to their men like they're talking to shut the fuck up. Yo, if that's how you feel, you can fucking leave, nigga. Because the respect is gone. How can she respect you if you're not doing what you're supposed to do as a man? How can she respect you if she got to clothe you? If she got to give you money to hang out with your friends? You don't want to go get no money to go get a job. But you want $30 or $40 because you want to go hang out with your mans and them at the park. Y'all want to go smoke some weed. How is she supposed to respect you if these are the obligations that she have to her children, y'all children? So it goes from her having 1 or 2 kids to 2 kids and a grown kid. FTC said, that's a lot of bitch assness. Clarice said, I'm going to say Dice on Brooklyn, a pussy nigga build what? A pussy nigga build me to be a man. That's a fact. I understand what you're saying, Clarice. Y'all heard what she said? You heard what she said, y'all? That's just what I described earlier. You notice Clarice don't be playing. When she thought I was being funny, she was like, nigga, I ain't fucking with you, Dice. Keep playing with me, nigga. I don't give a fuck. I love you and all that shit, but on Brooklyn, stop playing with me. But then when I told her about the disappointment, about the broken promises, about the responsibilities that was once supposed to be shared between a couple, that is now bestowed on the woman. These are things that'll make a woman look at you like you're nothing. You see what Meek said? You see what Meek said? A grown kid. It's always them niggas, a grown kid trying to tell her what to do. You ain't got no motherfucking money in your pocket, but you mad because her and her homegirls want to go to a Mary J. Blige concert. Yo, Meek, I'm lying? Am I lying, Meek? Shout out to my nigga AP East New York in the building. He said what? Salute, damn same niggas be getting pocket money from their women every Friday. For real, shaking my head. Clown. Let's talk about it, y'all. Let's talk about it. You mad all of a sudden because she want to go to a Beyonce concert. Ain't that some shit? You want to be mad? How the fuck you spending $600 and $700 on a Beyonce concert and you know I wanted them new Timberlands? Shut the fuck up, pussy. Clarice, you know I'm ready, girl. Because see, this is what a lot of dudes don't know. My mother taught me this. I paid attention. My grandmother taught me these things. See, women, they smarter than us. We wait till the last minute to pay for shit. Women start paying for shit 3 and 6 months in advance, y'all. See, we stupid. We wait till the last minute. If you working, you wait till the last 2 checks and put that together. If you're in the street, you wait, put a little, yo, we going to do this now. Nah, women say 6 months earlier, they start putting down a little money here, a little money there. A little money there, a little money there. Women are planners. And you know why they do certain shit like that? Because usually they got a bitch ass nigga that they know ain't gonna be responsible enough to save their money. So when they go on a trip, they love the nigga so much they gonna bring that extra pocket cash to give you, to make you look like you the head of your household because she supports you. Am I lying, Hank? That's why the conversation about the young lady and that man who was just killed, I want to talk about. I'm not talking about how he put his hands on her. Yeah, he was supposed to get handled like that. I don't think that the niggas, first of all, I think the niggas in the motherfucking restaurant should have got him before the son had a chance to get him. When he started, the minute he started talking about what he was going to do to her, and somebody should have walked right up in between in the middle of them and go, yo, check this out, my nigga. You and we ain't going to let you hit her, bro. See, I don't know what type of dude she was around. I'm just trying to tell y'all who I am. I don't even care if I ain't know that lady. I'd have walked right between them and stood right in front of them on some, pardon my back, to the lady telling them, nah, my nigga, I can't stand here and let you do that. And whatever would have happened, would have happened. Let's break down 1 day of aggravation for that young lady. Why wasn't her man taking her son to the fucking restaurant to get that food that night? Where was her man at? She looked like she was tired. Like she was in the crib, but she had to come out to get something to eat probably for her and her baby. Because why? Probably was working all day. Didn't really feel like cooking, but she said she was going to go out and do something, get something quick to eat. Pay attention to the things that escalate to certain things occurring. Yo, Meek. What would have happened to a nigga if he'd have put their hands on a chick on Chauncey? Or he'd have tried to put their hands on a chick on Chauncey? What niggas would have did to him? See, I don't know about these new dudes today. If we'd have been standing on Malcolm X in a pizza shop, or we've been standing up the block on Bainbridge in a Chinese restaurant, or ran around the corner in front of Countries back in the days with the chicken spot and all that, and the nigga would have ran up on a broad, we just stomped him out. We wouldn't even have gave him the chance to talk. We just stomped him out. We wouldn't even have been like, yo, homie, walk off. We'd have beat him. Ask Meek if she think I'm joking. We'd have beat that nigga out of his body. You see what she said? Man, we'd have beat the nigga out of his... Yo, we don't even play like that. Because number one, when we're coming up in the hood, we overstand. We got some women that were raised in horrific situations that embellished characteristics that may be a little over-aggressive pertaining to a woman, because women in Brooklyn, you can't, shit, just walking home from the train station at night, you got to be on point. Going out to 42nd Street, going to catch the movies. I'm from the era when niggas was yapping chains, pushing niggas in the fucking train tracks. We really from that era like, yo, that's a girl. Now the first thing grown-ass men is doing, or bitch-ass niggas is doing, they pulling out their fucking cell phone to record the shit. Clarice said a pussy nigga built me. Y'all probably don't understand what she's saying. Instead of a nigga to being a man, he turned her into who she is. He got her in her defense. He got her on her power mode. Instead of being a man, she couldn't even be who she is designed to be. Women, y'all are designed to be taken care of, not financially, mentally, supportively. As a team, as a unit, we're supposed to take care of each other. After being around each other, you know what I like. I know what you like. There was an old couple. Lady had long, beautiful hair. But unfortunately, she couldn't afford a comb. So her hair would get knotted sometimes. So her husband, he would help her for hours untangling her hair. Long, beautiful hair down her back. Her husband, he had a watch. But you had to keep winding the watch up. Every 2-3 hours, if you didn't wind that watch up, it went off. Her husband had to wake up in the middle of the night, wind the watch. He had to go to work every day. Their 25th anniversary was coming up. Their 25th anniversary was coming up, y'all. The husband telling her, I got a surprise for you, old girl. The wife telling the husband, I got a surprise for you, old man. Don't worry about it. Wait till that day. You know, they ain't fucking no more like that. The pussy's dead. The dick is dead. Titties down to the ankle. Dick ain't working no more. Viagra couldn't even help the old man. But they got love. Day of the anniversary. Man comes home from work. Lady got a box in her hand. He pulls box out of his pocket. The lady said, open your present first. He said, no, open your present first. He said, open your present, baby. She said, no, open your present. See, they both so excited at the fact that they're sharing another anniversary together. It's not about anything else. They're together. The old man said, yo, let's open our presents together simultaneously. At the count of 3, we're going to open the presents together same time. I want to see the look on your face. I want you to see the look on mine. They both count to 3. They open the presents. You know what the lady bought that man? She bought him a brand new watch. She was tired of him having to rewind the old watch he had. The old man sold the old watch that he had. Guess what he bought her? He bought her a comb. He bought her a comb just to comb her long, beautiful hair. It was at that moment where he looked up and noticed she had cut off all that beautiful hair. He was like, baby, what happened to your hair? She said, I sold it because I wanted you to have a new watch. He sold the only possession he had, which was a watch, to get her a comb. To comb her long, beautiful hair. She sold her only possession that she had, her long, beautiful hair, for him to have a watch. That's togetherness. That's no sign of disappointment between two people. Like I was talking about Florida Evans. She didn't have to worry about protecting her family because James would. When it came to Aunt Vivian and Claire Huxtable, they were both very articulate with their vocabulary. Claire Huxtable, the wife of Bill Cosby, was a lawyer. How many times y'all seen Bill Cosby go, uh-oh, uh-oh? She about to get him. You never seen her stand up, disrespect. You never heard her curse. You never even seen her drop her mannerism of excellence. Because she was secure as a woman. Because she had a what? A partner that helped her with her everyday task in life. Her children, their responsibilities as far as mortgage, supporting each other, the same thing like Uncle Phil and Aunt Vivian. The same thing like Florida and James. They didn't have nothing, but they had each other. But they had each other. I appreciate y'all for pulling up. That was a great, great, great one. I thought y'all was going to pull up and be more combative on the stage, but I guess I made my point. And rest in peace to that young man. And another note that people fail to realize, this is one more way that she put her son in danger. What about him dealing with the fact now that he's taken somebody's life? So what you saying? Was he a killer before he killed that man? Because you know how they categorize our children today. If they got a hood on, if they listening to drill music, they're killers, they're violent, they're either gang affiliated or participants. What about the nightmares that's going to come with him pulling that trigger? What about the exposure from people that just want to talk to him because he's the kid that killed the man that was punching his mother in the face? Just imagine the mental anguish of him having to be there to see someone physically attack his mother. Shout out to my man Hank, which he said he is always on his best behavior, especially when he's out with his children. Quicker than anything, like a light switch, a walker start. Someone can be stabbed, a gun can be fired. Some people do not have the self-control to overlook the bullshit. So to the men, be men. If you come across someone and you're being a sucker and you got somebody, it's not supposed to be arguing with anybody, walk away. To the women, think about what I'm saying to you. Your beauty is in silence. Your beauty is in elegance. Your beauty is in your poise, in your character, in your mannerisms. On that note, I just wanted to tell y'all I love y'all. Y'all are now rocking with the best. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Salute.
You can't play both sides, you niggas gotta choose. Niggas out here being tough until they make the news. Mama said her son ain't hurt nobody. The street said her son was catching plenty bodies. If you accept these charges, then please hold. In every hood, it was a nigga that was tough, but he still told. Like, what I gotta do to make you niggas rhyme? Like, I'm ready to kill when the kind of minds were cautious. I'm dealing with more sticks than a porcupine. Quill spines, whatever you wanna call them. Yeah, plus my little mama, she a trap queen. Doggy when she mixed with that Fetty, give him a wop lean. It was a whole lot of cars when there was stimmies round. We going over a year and half you niggas down. Hold these expensive clothes like was that smart? Now they uploading their clothes on the Poshmark. Switch, baby, careful with this. I mean, it's bitch sharp. One across, one down the middle, look like a chrome heart. Damn, I'm always outside. I'm like, high from who? Bound to put your car on skates. You think you slide through? I help build my niggas. This ain't Legos. Protect the fan by any means. I be Diego. Yeah, tiger to you niggas. I'm an animal. It's a jungle where I'm from. What y'all wanna do? You can't play both sides. You niggas gotta choose. Niggas out here being tough until they make the news. Mama said her son ain't hurt nobody. The street said her son was catching plenty bodies. If you accept these charges, then please hold. In every hood, it was a nigga that was tough, but he still told.